So I've got my third and my fourth floors done, as you can see. Um, so you should be able to get that done on your own. I'm not too worried about you being able to place rooms. Don't forget your room separation lines, though, for your corridors. You're going to need them in order to make all that work. Okay. So, for the time being, I'm going to close the third and fourth floor. And let's look at this. We have this S1, this stair 1, and this stair 2. And so it might be your thought that, oh, okay, I'll go to the second floor, right? And I'll pull in a room thing and I'll name this stair 3. But we're not going to do that. We're going to do something a little different. Here's what we're going to do. If I click on this little section that I've had over here, maybe you've got one over there, maybe you don't. You can always put one in. And I want go to view. Notice if I hover over here, you see there's my room. And the room is my S room. And how do I know? I can tag it. See up here on the architecture tab, if I just go and tag this room in section, I know that this is stair 1, right? However, I'm going to go here and I'm going to click on this and I'm going to say over here that the upper limit, even though the level of this is at the first floor, this upper limit is going to be where? I'm going to put it at the roof, right? And now when I hover and click there, you see it goes to the roof and you see how there's a little top offset. I can take that top offset out for right now because we still have to build our little enclosure on the roof so that when the stairs let out, they have somewhere to actually to let out. But you see now that top constraint of the room, oh, not the shaft opening, I'm sorry, I meant the room. Let me go back and get my room. You know what, I can just select all these and filter. Up, hold on, let me try this one more time. That's the shaft opening. I know that's going to go to the roof, and actually I do want the offset on that. I'm sorry, I made a little mistake there. I meant to grab my room and do that, and that's the tough part. Let me see if I can tab. Can't seem to grab it. Up, there it is. So I've grabbed it. For some reason, there's an offset there. I'm going to take that out. It'll be a little tough to select sometime. Okay, so I've got that room. And even though it's showing the area of just 218 square feet, that stair is basically on every level. And when you think about it, that stair is basically space that isn't space that we can utilize for anything except the egress. So we're not going to try and count every level as 218 square feet, even though it is, and it's in the overall of the building. I'm just going to select that and I'm going to allow that stair to either exist as just the one stair, or I could label each level as stair S1. I could call this S3, S5, and S7. I could do that. But I'm not going to worry about doing anything like that right now. We're just going to let it be S1 and S2. So let's go back to the first floor, or I'm sorry, the second floor. And now that I'm on the second floor, look what I can do. I can go to the architecture tab and I can go to tag room. I don't have to place another room. I'm just tagging a room. And there we go. So now it's saying, yes, this is also S1. I can do it on the third floor, tag room, all right? And then on the fourth floor, right? All right. The same is true on this other stairwell over here. If I go over here and I click on my section that I have in here and go to view, all right? And I tag that lower area where it says, yes, this is S2, right? And I'm going to change this to a 1/4 inch just so that my annotation reads a little easier. There we go. I can also say, there's my room, right? I can say I don't want the limit offset to be 10. I can make it 0, or sorry, I got to have it be greater than 0 here, but I'm going to say make the upper limit what? The roof, right? And then I can cut this limit offset back to 0 now. And now, just like in the other one, I can go to the second floor and I can place that. I'm not going to place a room again. I'm tagging the room, right? So it stays S2. And people all do this differently. So you may go somewhere else and they may try it differently. This is the way I was kind of taught to do it. So I want to show you how to do it that way too, right? We only have 2 stairs. We don't have 7 stairs. I mean, you can have a building with 7 stairs, but ours only has 2. So I hope you see the logic in what I'm doing here, okay? That allows us to tag it just like that, okay? So that's the point of that is to ensure that now when we go to create a schedule, I'm going to save my project real quick. For some of you, this may be your first time. I know Alex and Madison may not have created schedules, so I kind of wanted to throw this part in here. If we go to our View tab, we can go over to Schedules and Quantities, and we're going to create, our first one is going to be a room schedule, right? And so I'm going to hit OK. And what kind of things do I want to know about my room schedule? Well, I definitely want to know the name, right? And the number, whoops, the name. And I'm holding down control and I hit number and I can add them right there. I can also put the area. I definitely want to know that, right? I want to know the level. I want to separate them by level, right? I don't necessarily need to know the perimeter or the unbounded height or the volume, but it might be nice to know the wall finish in certain rooms. Now, we're not going to probably get far enough to fill some of this information out, but you might want to know the floor finish and the wall finish of a room. That would be helpful to you, definitely. And basically, if you apply some of that information to what you have there, you'll get that information to come right in. And I could put department in there, but we're not going to go that far. We could put base finish and ceiling finish as well. We actually need to copy our ceiling from the second floor to the third and the floor, so I don't want to forget to do that too. But I'm going to say okay. And now look at this. I have all of these rooms, and I've got all my rooms scheduled in there, right? So there's first floor, second floor, third floor, fourth floor. That's really handy, isn't it? That's very helpful. So I can filter some things in there. I can look at the field. I'm sorry, not the fields. I can look at a filter and I can say sort and group these by what? I can say sort and group them by level, right? And once I do that, it sorts and groups them by level, which I kind of had. But what I can also do is this. I can go back into sorting and grouping. I'm sorry. I can go to, which one am I thinking of right now? I can put maybe a header, or not a header, but maybe a footer in there, right? With the title, counts, and totals, right? What if I do that and then I hit OK and see how it separates each one of them? And it gives like a header and footer and it tells us this is the fourth floor. So this is nice, right? And then if I wanted to see what this looked like, I have to drag it onto a sheet. We're going to do that a little later. We're not going to do that right now. But we've got this room schedule and we can put a floor and a wall finish in there. And basically we can just say, my advanced Revit class knows there's faster ways to do this, but I'm just going to do a basic way. And I can put the floor finish in my lobby entry is terrazzo, right? I think I spelled that wrong though. Is it ZZO? I think so. And then the wall finish could just be paint level, maybe level 5. I don't know. We can put that in there. And then for the cafe store, I can say this is concrete, right? Or polished concrete. Oops, let's try that one more time. Polished polished concrete. And then I can just say here, paint level 3, right? And then, you know, receiving, I can just say that's just concrete. And then in the circulation area now I can put carpet, right? Or I can say LVT, luxury vinyl tile. And I can say in here that this is paint level 4, right? And now when I go into the stairwell, I can say this is concrete, right? And the wall finish could also be what? Concrete. And then it kind of picks up on that as I go down. And this is something that you can go and do on your own. In the lab, the floor is going to be luxury vinyl tile, and the wall finish is going to be what? There is no true wall finish because it's what? Storefront glass. I'm just going to put storefront, right? And then in corridors, the floors can be what? Can be luxury vinyl tile, right? Or the corridors actually, we'll make them carpet, right? And then the wall finish in the corridors will just be paint level 3, right? And again, corridors, carpet, and you see how we treat these? Paint level 3. And we can just go right on down the list. The conference room, we can say that it's carpet and that it's paint level 4. And then we can say again, the corridor is what? Carpet and paint level 3. The stair is going to be what? Concrete, and the wall is also concrete. The elevator lobby is going to be carpet, or you know what? We'll make that luxury vinyl tile, high traffic, and then the wall can be paint level 4, right? And then the mechanical space is just going to be concrete and concrete. And the men's room is going to be what? The floor is going to be ceramic tile. And the walls are also going to be tile, right? And the same for women's. See how easy this is? And then the mechanical chase, they're calling the chase a C1. And let's look at that for a second. You see how this got, remember we placed that in there a long time ago, right? That's just going to be concrete. But the reality is it's going to be on every level. Why do we say that? Well, again, remember if we grab this, we could drag it over there, and maybe I'll do that a little later in one of the later videos. But that mechanical chase is just that. It's not a room. So all I'm going to put right here for this is concrete and concrete because it's just a chase for equipment. The environmental, it's going to have a concrete floor and concrete walls, right? The lactation room is going to be really nice. It's going to be carpet, and the walls are going to be paint level 4, right? And then the alcove is just going to be luxury vinyl tile, and the walls will be paint level 3, okay? And all of that same information you can duplicate on each floor so that when we put our schedule in there, you'll actually see it on the schedule. So you can go ahead and take all this information and copy it. The only room I would, you know, is that's really different here. We know we have our offices, right? So we can say our offices are going to be carpet, and the wall is going to be paint level 3. And then the copy and storage area can be luxury vinyl tile, and it can be a paint level 3 as well. Maybe the office will be paint level 4. It'll be a little nicer, okay? So you go ahead and get that information filled out in your schedule. I think that'll be good for us. We'll go ahead and let this be the last video today. Getting this schedule together is going to be helpful because then we'll make a schedule for the doors, and I'm going to try and do all that stuff in a separate video so we don't have to spend our class time doing it together. Monday, I want to start getting our details on sheets, and we want to start getting our sheets made on Monday. But if you can get this schedule made, this will be really helpful before we finish up on Monday, okay? And so that's pretty much it. On Monday, keep in mind we still need a couple more little things. We need to Remember, we've got that stair that's got to go to the roof here, right? So we've got to build an enclosure for this stair. And if I can do a video for that as well, I'll try and do that. I'll try my best to get to it. We still got next week that we're going to work together to try and get this finished. And we'll get as far as we can get, people, with everything that's happened. So if you can get ahead at least to where we are right now, that'll be real helpful for where we start and end up next week. Okay, so everybody have a good day, and I'll still be here till 10:30. But if you need anything else, just holler, let me know. Okay.